So as you know, Cam Sutton has a warrant for his arrest. I want to make a video and clarify, do a better one than the initial one because it was so initial that it wasn't a good enough quality, so I pulled the video. So I wanted to give you a better updated one. So it was March 7, the incident occurred with Cam Sutton and the domestic violence. They just issued the warrant today, and the warrant is 100% real because Dave Birkett said he was on the phone with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. Public Information Officer said this is the same Cam Sutton, plays for Lions, and a warrant has been issued for his arrest. Again, there we go to the exact tweet right here. The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office needs your assistance in locating the wanted subject, Cam Sutton, 29. He's wanted for aggravated battery, domestic violence. He may be driving a Jeep Grand Wagoneer with his plate number there. If you have any information on the whereabouts of Cameron Sutton, please call that number right there. Warrant issued for his arrest. So that's what we know right now. When it comes to the Detroit Lions, again, they officially, I thought he was initially released. I was told that. Now I was told that he's officially not been released as of right now. Could it happen at any time? Yeah, it definitely could have happened at any time. Literally, it could have happened right after I may do the second video here for you. But I wanted to put out the correct information. I definitely don't want to put out the wrong information here. So I want to make this clear because I did this on my original video, and I want to make this clear. You're innocent until proven guilty 110%. What I was trying to say is, if he did it, this is bad. If he didn't do it, it's bad, right, for the accuser. So, I mean, you're always innocent until proven guilty, and I want to make that very, very clear. But if he did this, that's terrible, man. That's horrible. Especially as a professional, Cam Sutton, he just doesn't seem like that type of individual to come out and be like this, but he's not been contacted in a couple weeks. This happened on March 7. We're talking 13 days ago. So hopefully he will turn himself in, and we can get the legal process started for him and the Detroit Lions. He turns himself in, and then he can claim his innocence. And then we can, obviously the court will drag it out to see if it's true or not. We've seen instances where it's actually not true, right? The punter, I think Ariza, was let go, right? He was a great punter, ended up being, he was falsely accused, signed with another team. Then we've seen instances, Adrian Peterson, as well as Ray Rice, and, domestic violence, and then you have, obviously, Antonio Brown that went cray-cray. There's been a lot of instances of this. The professional athletes are just like humans are, right? Or just like we are. They do foolish things, and they do good things. It's just crazy because when you look at Cam Sutton, I don't know about you guys. He just doesn't seem like that type of individual. But, again, we see it all the time where people who you don't think would do something bad, they do something bad because you don't know, right? You don't know the person's brain. Just because they act like it doesn't mean that they're that type of person. So he's officially not been released as of right now. As of right now. Could it happen? Yeah. What does this mean for the Detroit Lions? Well, first off, it's the contract is a big deal here. If we can somehow, I don't know, some contracts are all different, right? We don't know the contract. But hopefully there's some sort of personal conduct policy in that contract till we can recoup that money. Because if we can't, that's a lot of dead money. That's over $10 million in dead cap. If you can recoup it, that's a big deal. Then you can use that money, obviously, to replace him. Like making a L'Jarius Sneed a trade, right? You can do stuff like that. You can get another corner to replace what he has done. That's very possible. He just picked up that big old bonus, too, the other day for him. And so we're just waiting on it. Waiting on what's going to happen here. So hopefully going forward, we get news that he turned himself in. Right? He turned himself in to the police because he's got a warrant issued for arrest. Regardless if you're guilty or not, you got to turn yourself in. If you get a warrant for your arrest, you got to go to the police, right? And do the right thing. But he's been on the run. He has been. So, I mean, it looks really bad for him right now. It looks really bad. Now, looks doesn't mean is necessarily going to be it, but it definitely does not look good for his stance. But again, you're innocent until proven guilty. I don't know. I'm sure you've probably been falsely accused of something as well. So I want to make that 110% clear. But it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Even if he is innocent, it's not looking good for the Detroit Lions. It's a bad look, right? Right now, it's looking really bad. And so the Lions are going to have to make a decision here. Are we going to keep Cam Sutton? Do we have to make provisions for his exit? Now, they did sign and trade for a lot of corner. Maybe we're talking about this on the One Pride podcast, that, with all these corners, I was speculating, man, his local like Cam Sutton could be pushed out because they're bringing all these corners. And I said he would play this year because of the dead money. But after this year, they legitimately could cut him. That's what I was talking about before this incident. Now, maybe they brought in these guys knowing they knew something a little bit about Cam Sutton. And they expected at some point his release. And they're just waiting for the fine print. But he did get his bonus too, so there is a lot that has yet to come. And this has a lot of implications on the Detroit Lions because Cam Sutton was our number one cornerback last year. So you go from number one to number none. It's possible to start the year, right? He may not be here if he is officially released. You're talking about Emmanuel Mosley, Amik Robertson. We just traded for Tampa Bay, Davis, Charles. And then, wow, it's just a lot going on for the Detroit Lions. So again, give me a one-word reaction to this. Mine is shocked. I'm absolutely stunned and shocked. That's my one-word reaction. Shocked, stunned, shocked, and more stunned. So he's got a warrant for his arrest, and we got to wait and see because at least it happened into free agency. This occurred before the draft to where the Lions can then adjust fire, right? If he's not going to be available for the Lions, whether they release him or whatever, the Lions now have an opportunity at least to get better at that position. I think that cornerback is the glaring need, the number one need for this football team after this incident. My personal belief, he's not going to be here. I really don't believe him making the roster or being on the roster because I thought he got released anyways. At this point, the Detroit Lions they look for Dan Campbell and good type of players. That is not right now looking good for Cam Sutton, right? It's not looking good for him and the Detroit Lions. And the comments are flying all over here, folks, and I want to wait and see what's going to happen. I don't want to judge because I'm not in the shoes, right? But again, if he did it, it's horrible, it's awful, and he shouldn't have done it. If he's getting falsely accused, it's horrible, and that shouldn't have happened. About to find out, though. We'll find out here real soon. I truly hope, man, this is BS. I'm not going to lie. I truly hope this is BS. Because this stuff's unacceptable. We can't be having that. We can't be having that. I hope it's BS, and then that'd be good for Cam Sutton because we can't have aggravated assault. We can't have choking and all this weird stuff. Beating people up and hurting people. It's unacceptable behavior for anybody. So I'm hoping it's false, but it ain't looking good, at least for him as a Detroit Lion. So this is going to be a longer process. We're going to have to sit back and wait and speculate and talk. We'll be live tomorrow on the One Pride podcast, and I'm sure we'll get more facts, more news. This is a minute-by-minute thing, so you're going to be hearing a lot, as we're all hearing a lot right now. Even me, it got me to make, I thought this dude got released. It's not official yet. So definitely it's a minute by minute. I know I'm going to, next time we hear information, I'm going to be a little bit slower rolling on it than I usually am, because I don't want to make a mistake and do what I did with the first video. And I just want to make sure that the correct information is out there. And this stuff is going to change a lot. It's going to change, and we're going to get new information, and this is how it's going to be. We're going to hear tweets from Dave Birkett and all the other guys talking about this. So I think we should stress a little bit of patience here, even for myself. I jumped the gun a little bit, even for myself, because I was just so shocked. It's just so shocking for me, just like I was not expecting that. Would I expect to hear like Antonio Brown did that? Yeah. That's something you'd expect to hear. But a Cam Sutton, who is like the ultimate professional, it is just completely shocking. So, man, in the comment section, again, let us know your thoughts here. We're just going to take the time and take this out. I do apologize for not having the exact facts out. And we'll definitely clear this up as soon as we all get this information. We're all going to get it at the exact same time. You as well as myself, because this was even popped on the beat writers. This was one of those deals where there was no rumor. It just bam, just like that. I didn't even think it was real when I first got it from Dr. Detroit when he sent it to me. I didn't think it was real. I thought it was BS, but it's not. So it's real. So definitely in the comment section, keep updating as well, because you guys will probably get it at the exact same time as I do. So the more information we get, the better. Go ahead and check that out. Let us all know. With that said, folks, adios.